Back to our lecture series on circuits and networks. So this is the 14th lecture of module 1. Actually, now we are discussing the network theorems that are applied for AC networks. In last class, we discussed almost 4 network theorems. They are superposition theorem, source transformation theorem, Thevenin's theorem, and Norton's theorem in a single class. So today, we need some more time for discussing maximum power transfer theorem, because while coming to AC circuit, if we are talking about power, there is some more complications are there. In case of DC, the one and only power is active power, because current square into resistance, or if any current is passed through a resistor, it will give a power that is active power, or it is the true power that we can measure using a wattmeter. That is nothing but in case of AC system, it is VI cos phi. Okay, while coming to DC, we don't need to go for these things, because it is just the total power is it is actually, in case of DC, the total power is active power itself, or it is just V into I. We don't need to consider cos phi or sin phi or such things. But while coming to AC analysis, we are having some more components like uh, inductance and capacitance. These components will contribute some reactance in addition to resistance. So this reactance will give rise to some other power terms. Generally, they are knowing as reactive power. So resistance will generally contribute active power, and reactance will generally contribute reactive power. Normally, resistance will consume the power. While passing a current is passed through a resistor, it will generally consume the power. But while discussing about reactive power, we can say reactive power is always consumed. Some components are capable for delivering reactive power. Capacitor is such a component. A capacitor or capacitive reactance can generate reactive power, or it supplies reactive power, whereas an inductor or inductive reactance absorbs or consumes reactive power. So while coming to AC network analysis, in the case of maximum power transfer theorem, it is not that simple as that we deal in DC circuits, because here such terms are coming: active power, reactive power. But maximum power transfer theorem mainly focus about P max, power, maximum power that transferred. It generally discuss about active power only. If you are asked to find the P max in case of AC or DC, you are generally in the equation, you are generally using resistance only. You are not using reactance in the final step. Okay, anyway, we will come to that. So we can start. Actually, this is a recap. This is the maximum power transfer theorem that we already discussed in the DC case. Anyhow, we can just go through these slides. In any linear active bilateral network consisting of number of DC sources and passive elements bracket resistance, the maximum power is transferred to the load when load resistance is equal to Thevenin resistance seen by the load. So it is simple. If we are having a big network that may consist of number of sources, elements, then if we can say the entire network is supplying to some load, or you are identifying some branch as a load, then maximum power is transferred to the load when that particular value of load resistance is equal to Thevenin resistance of the circuit. So how you can find Thevenin resistance of the circuit? You have to remove the load and you have to look back to the circuit through the open circuited terminals. At that time, you will get some equivalent resistance. That resistance is Thevenin resistance. And for finding that, what was the second step? For finding Thevenin resistance or finding any other equivalent resistance, you have to suppress the sources with its internal resistance. So I hope everybody knows that. So then we can replace the big complicated circuit, because you already worked out the Thevenin resistance. And now you can replace the entire circuit with a Thevenin voltage V Thevenin and Thevenin resistance R Thevenin. And the removed load resistance can be connected back. Now you can calculate when Pmax happens. So that derivation is there in the previous video. I think it is in circuits and network lecture number 10. So with this figure, I find the value of I, and I calculated what is the power through that delivered to RL, and when it will get maximum. We will differentiate it and we will equate it to 0. And by doing that, we will get RL is equal to R Thevenin. Whenever RL is equal to R Thevenin, you will get maximum power transfer to RL. So in such a circuit, you have to calculate the value of R Thevenin, and you have to design RL such that its value is equal to R Thevenin. Then you can ensure that maximum power will reach to your resistance. So this is the case. And in many textbooks or in many literatures, you can see instead of V Thevenin and R Thevenin, we can see a single source V source and its resistance Rs, its internal resistance Rs or Ri. Because if it is not a complicated network, or it is the case of a single source and single load, how you can draw it? I think my question is clear. If it is not such a big network, you don't need to go for R Thevenin. If it is a single voltage source connected with a single load resistor, you can draw it like this. And what is Ri? Please see the figure. There is a voltage source and there is its corresponding load resistance RL, because you are connecting the voltage source for powering the RL, for supplying the RL. But what is the Ri in that? We know that if it is a voltage source and it's a practical source, you may have a internal resistance or a source resistance. That source resistance is normally connected in series with the voltage source. That is Ri. In some case, you can see it as Rs also, source resistance or internal resistance. If it is such a simple circuit, you don't need to calculate R Thevenin, because what was the procedure for finding R Thevenin? You have to remove the RL. You have to remove the RL and you have to suppress the voltage source by its internal resistance. That means you have to short circuit the voltage source. Now, from the open circuited terminals, RL is not here now. From this open circuited terminals, what is the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance R Thevenin is equal to Ri itself. Okay. And what is V Thevenin? V Thevenin is the voltage that appears across the open circuited load terminals. Is it clear? V Thevenin is the voltage that appears across the open circuited load terminals. In case of this circuit, you don't need to calculate the V Thevenin, because if this RL is opened or removed, what happens? What happens? This circuit is an open terminal circuit, so no current will pass in this circuit. Circuit remains like this, only like a C-shaped circuit. It is open circuited, no current will pass. So this V will also appear across this terminal also, because no current is passing across Ri. So no loss is there in the circuit. So voltage will be same in left side of Ri and right side of Ri. So we can say V Thevenin is equal to V itself. So that is also a case. So in upcoming discussions, in case of AC also, we will discuss these two cases. If it is a complicated network, we will say RL should be equal to R Thevenin. And if it is a simple voltage source and its load, we can say RL should be equal to source resistance. Anyhow, how this conclusion came to your slide, RL is equal to Ri or RL is equal to R Thevenin? That for getting that, if you are not seen that our 10th lecture, you please refer circuits and networks video lecture number 10. Then you will get the proof that how maximum power transfer occurs when the value of RL is equal to Ri. Okay. So in this case, when maximum power transfer occurs when the value of RL is equal to Ri. Okay. Now we are coming to the maximum power transfer theorem in AC network. So anyhow, the statement of theorem is same itself, but you can't state in a single statement like that. You have to go through four cases because here we are having a load. In case of DC, the load is purely resistance. But in case of AC, the load is not more a pure resistor. The load is a mix of resistance and reactance. The reactance may be capacitive reactance or it may be inductive reactance. Anyhow, the load is going to be specified by using impedance Z. Load is going to be specified by the term its impedance Z. So Z is having R and X. X means reactance. It may be reactance of inductance or reactance of capacitor. Anyhow, in general discussion, we are specifying it as XL and RL. What is that L? What is that L? RL is load resistance. XL, load reactance. Don't get confused. XL means it is not inductive reactance. It is simply load reactance. It may be reactance of inductor or it may be a reactance of capacitor. So, like that, in case of DC circuit, if you are reducing the entire network, you will get R Thevenin. But in case of AC circuit, you are not going to get R Thevenin. You will get Z Thevenin because in case of DC in the circuit, there is the one and only component was resistor. But in AC, there is resistance, inductance, capacitance. So our resistance and reactance are there. So by calculating Thevenin also, that Thevenin resistance is not valid in case of AC. It is Thevenin impedance in case of AC. Okay. So the load also consists of resistance and reactance, and the Thevenin equivalent also consists of resistance and reactance. That is the case. Okay, case 1, when load has a variable RL and XL. Actually, you can see two circuits. One is a green circuit and one is a pink circuit. The green circuit is the second case that we discussed in case of DC. That is a single source. Here you can see a single source connected to a single load. It is a single load. In the load, you can see RL and XL because it is a AC load. AC load is having resistance and reactance like a motor. If you are having a motor, in case of AC, the AC can identify what is resistance and what is reactance. So a motor is having windings. That winding is consisting of reactance or inductance, inductive reactance. So if it is a motor, it will be RL, RL, resistance will be there and inductance will be there. So correspondingly, resistance of load will be there and reactance of load will be there. Anyhow, what I'm saying, in the load, this both the components are variable. We can vary RL or we can vary XL. Why we are varying? What is the need for varying here? Because we are ready to vary the load in order to get maximum power transfer. If the load is fixed, what happens? You will not get maximum power transfer. So the load in case of DC, there is one and only component, that was the resistor, and in all the problems you were ready to vary the resistance in order to get maximum power transfer. But in AC, in some problem, both resistance and reactance are ready to get varied. In some problem, it's not like that. We will analyze that in upcoming cases. Anyhow, here in the first circuit, it is a single source and it's single load. And what is this ZS? Like in DC circuit, we connected Ri or Rs. It is the source resistance or internal resistance of that source. In case AC, we are connecting. Okay. Okay. In case of AC, we are connecting the source impedance. That is nothing but Rs and XS. That combination will give impedance. ZS. Okay. So this is the right-sided figure is explaining about a large network. A large network inside that square box now. This inside this box there is everything is there. voltage source, maybe current source, or resistance, inductance, series parallel combination. It's a big network. And finally, that network is trying to supply power to this load. We identified this portion as a load. And both the components of the load, reactance and resistance, are variables. They are ready to get varied for absorbing maximum power. So Pmax in such a case, generally what was the case of DC? R load should be equal to R Thevenin. In AC, if both the components are variables, then Z load is not equal to Z Thevenin. Z load is equal to Z Thevenin conjugate. You can see. Or in case of single source circuit, single source and single load circuit, like this, you can say ZL should be equal to ZS conjugate. Okay. And what is ZS? What is ZS? ZS equal to? How you can say that in the form of a vector? Can you say R plus X? Can you simply say RS plus XS? No. As it is vector, you have to give angle or J, some operator should be there. So we can say it as RS plus JXS. RS plus JXS. So if that impedance is equal to RS plus JXS, why you are taking RS plus JXS? Why you are not taking RS minus JXS? Okay, that's also a good question, because RS plus JXS, you are assuming that X is inductive. If you are assuming that X is capacitive, you have to take RS minus JXS. But generally, for a source, its impedance will be combination of resistance and inductance. That's why we are assuming that X is, I don't know what is there inside X. You can see here, I don't know. I didn't draw a inductor or capacitor. It's a black box. Inside that black box, it may be an inductor or maybe a capacitor. But I am assuming that generally for a source, its internal impedance will be combination of resistance and reactance. As it is reactance, I am taking ZS is equal to RS plus JXS. Then what will be the conjugate of ZS? That will be, conjugate of ZS will be RS minus JXS. Now, in case of large network, we can say Z load is equal to Z Thevenin, not Z Thevenin. Z load is equal to Z Thevenin conjugate. Z Thevenin conjugate. So these both things are transferable. In exam point of view, in questions you will get big network only. You have to calculate Z Thevenin and you have to take the conjugate of Z Thevenin. In some simple problems, you may get question like this also: a single source and its resistance and reactance. If you get such a problem, you are lucky. You don't need to go for Z Thevenin and all, because that voltage source is itself VThevenin and that impedance itself is Z Thevenin. You can take like this: ZL is equal to ZS star. Okay. Now, what is the equation of Pmax? In case of DC, the equation of Pmax was V Thevenin square by 4R Thevenin. V Thevenin square by 4R Thevenin. Here also the equation is V Thevenin square by 4R Thevenin. Why? That is the important thing. If you are commenting about power, maximum power transfer theorem deals only about active power. So who is delivering active power? Resistance. So in that equation, you have to consider only resistance. Don't go for reactance. So it is V Thevenin square by R Thevenin. But you can see two bar are there. What is it? Is magnitude. Magnitude of V Thevenin. Magnitude of V Thevenin. If you are calculating V Thevenin, you may get some angle also. You have to eliminate that angle. And also, if you get V Thevenin in A plus BI form, that is rectangular form, please be careful. This is an important point. While calculating in calculator, You may get answer in polar form like 100 angle 10. It's a polar form. What is the meaning? A vector 100 is moving for angle 10. This is the case. Here it is x-axis, here it is y-axis. This is 100 angle 10. But the same equation answer you will get in rectangular form also in calculator. At that time it will be 100 cos theta, this component, plus j 100 sin theta. It will not be, its magnitude will not be 100 then. 100 cos theta means 100 into cos 10. It will be some other value. 100 in sin 10, that will be also some other value. So in such a case, if you want to take the magnitude of some VThevenin or IThevenin, whatever the quantities, if you want to take some magnitude, please convert or please take the answer in polar form or angle form. And then for getting the magnitude, just eliminate that angle. Just eliminate that angle. That will be the magnitude. Don't take a plus bi form. For example, if that is 100 angle 10, I am not saying the exact value. Suppose if you are converting it to rectangular form, you may get some 90 plus 5j. And if you are trying to take magnitude from that, you have to write that is equal to 90. That's wrong. If you want to take that magnitude of that form, a plus bi form, you have to take square root of that 90 square plus that 5 square, j5 na, that 5 square. That is okay. If you are ready to take that square root calculation, then you will get the exact magnitude. Otherwise, your answer will get wrong. So be careful while taking such magnitude. Okay. Or in other form, if it is a single source and single load form, Pmax is equal to Vs square by 4Rs. This is the case 1. And now it's case 2. You have to by heart these 4 cases because there is derivations and there is some techniques are there to memorize these things, but it's not that much good. I think for doing problems, you should have some or you have to by heart some points in these cases. First case is very clear. For second case, it's a big network, but the load is having only a resistor. You can see here, inside the load, no reactance is there. It may be also possible. You may be having a AC source in your home. You are having plugs in your home, but you can connect some pure resistor in that plug. Who will say don't do so? No one will restrict. Even though you are having AC source, you can connect inductor alone, capacitor alone, resistor alone. It's your choice. So in this case, the network, inside the network, there is an AC source and resistor, capacitor, inductor, everything will be there. But the load is a pure resistor, and that resistor is ready to get varied. It's a variable resistor. Then for getting maximum power transfer, RL is nothing but magnitude of Z-Thevenin. How you find magnitude of Z-Thevenin? If Z is like in the last example, we take some 4 plus 2j, 4 plus 2j. Then magnitude is square root of 4 square plus 2 square. Like that, magnitude of Z-Thevenin is equal to square root of R-Thevenin square plus X-Thevenin square. And be very careful from this case or for the case 2, case 3, case 4, you can use the previous power equation. In these cases, you have to find the current and then power equation, power is equal to I square into RL. You have to use that method and see. So I connected the with initially I found the Z-Thevenin, and I know for getting maximum power transfer, RL should be replaced by magnitude of Z-Thevenin. I did that also, and I connected VThevenin here. Then power equation was not like the previous case. You have to find the RMS value of this current, and that you can easily find. Voltage by resistance will give current, and that current RMS square into resistance will give maximum power. So what is RMS value? What is maximum value? I hope everybody know. And if you are not that much clear, we can deal that while solving problems. So the point is, anyhow you have to check whether it is RMS or not. Anyhow, power is equal to current squared into resistance, and that is also active power, not reactive power. Equation of active power is I square R or V I cos phi. All these things give active power. Tree. In case tree, we can see the load is having both RL and XL. So inside the load there is resistive element and inductive or capacitive element. That is, load has a resistance and reactance. And you may feel, is it same like case one? No. There comes the some changes are there. You can see in case one, both the resistance and the reactance were variables, but here only resistance is permitted to vary. Reactance cannot be varied, whether it is inductance or capacitance. So inside the induct load, there is a reactance plus resistance. Sorry, reactance plus resistance. So if it is an inductive reactance, we can mark RL plus JXL. If it is capacitive reactance, we can mark RL minus JXL as a total vector. Or we can represent it as a single vector like this. Or if you are drawing like this, in this figure you can see RL and XL are separate elements. So you can mark just as RL and XL. If you are marking as a single vector, you have to write like RL plus JXL. Okay. Now RL is variable and JXL or XL is inductive reactance part is fixed. So what is the method? Anyhow, we have to find Z Thevenin. So Z Thevenin means you have to find Z Thevenin, you have to open the load and you have to find R Thevenin and V Thevenin. Okay, now you can replace the circuit with a new circuit with V Thevenin and Z Thevenin. Z Thevenin means it is R Thevenin plus X Thevenin. You will get that from normal way of calculation. And then you have to draw the removed branch, that is nothing but the load branch RL plus XL here. Now, this is my question. What may be the value of RL to achieve maximum power transfer? Because XL you cannot vary. In the case 1, we are varying the total ZL with, we are replacing the total ZL with Z Thevenin. But here it is not possible because JXL is fixed or inductive or capacitive portion is fixed. So you are only permitted to vary the value of RL to achieve maximum power transfer at resistance. Anyhow, maximum power transfer you are always calculating only for the resistor because our equation is I square R or V square by R like that. Anyhow, in active power, resistance is the one and only participating component. So this is the equation. For maximum power transfer, the RL should be calculated. After calculating Thevenin equivalent circuit, that is Z Thevenin, you have to calculate RL. RL is nothing but it is a vector of R Thevenin plus J X Thevenin plus XL. Normally, in case 1, Z load is replaced by Z Thevenin. Here, as you cannot replace entire Z load, you are going to replace only R load, and R load is equal to R Thevenin plus Jx. What is that X? X Thevenin plus XL. You have to consider load reactance and Thevenin reactance together. So R Thevenin plus J of X Thevenin plus XL, that is the vector. And you have to select the particular magnitude of that vector. That's why you are doing this step. You have to take the square root of R Thevenin square plus, you don't use this J, it is not needed, plus X Thevenin plus XL square. As it is magnitude, you have to use the square root of both the components, that is R Thevenin square plus J plus X Thevenin plus XL square. J is not needed. Now you got RL value. Okay. Now you replace, sorry. Okay. Now you replace the new value of RL here. But XL you cannot change because XL is not a variable thing, it's a constant. So you have to replace the RL value in the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Now you calculate the I for the Thevenin equivalent circuit. I is equal to V Thevenin by R Thevenin plus X Thevenin, R Thevenin plus J X Thevenin plus RL plus JXL. Anywhere in the reactive, anywhere the reactive part is coming, you have to use plus J. Not only plus J, if it is capacitor, you have to use minus J also. Anyhow, we are for the time being, we are assuming it as inductive. So R Thevenin plus JX Thevenin plus RL plus JXL. So you will get the current through the circuit. Now, if you get current, the current is passing like this. It will be passing like this. But the power you want to calculate only for the RL, because active power is equal to active power in the load is equal to I square into R. So you have to calculate I RMS square into RL for the value of maximum power. I hope it is clear now. So this is the thing that you need to learn by heart. RL is equal to magnitude of R Thevenin plus J X Thevenin plus XL. Okay. Now we are going to next case, case 4. Here it is almost similar to case 3, but in case 3 RL was variable and XL was fixed. Here it is just inverse, where XL is variable and RL is fixed. So for the network you have to find V Thevenin and Z Thevenin. After that you have to do some calculation for rearranging the load portion in order to get maximum power transfer. So in this case, it is very simple because XL is permitted to vary. So in order to get maximum current, we have to avoid the effect of XL. That is the logic. XL is permitted to vary. So that is V by R. If X effect is reduced or cancelled, then V by R current will become maximum. So power also will become maximum. So Pmax occurs if XL is equal to minus XS. That is the condition. XL is equal to minus XS means what happened? Because XL is equal to minus XS. So you will replace XL with minus of XS or X Thevenin. X Thevenin. XS is equal to X Thevenin itself. If it is a big network, you have to use X Thevenin. So XL is equal to minus XS or XL is equal to minus X Thevenin. So XL plus X Thevenin will become 0. So what happened? In the current equation, you will get V Thevenin RMS divided by, actually it is Z Thevenin plus JX Thevenin plus RL plus XL effect. But XL and XL is equal to minus X Thevenin. So what happened? XL plus XS become, or XL plus X Thevenin becomes 0. So IRMS equation is equal to V Thevenin RMS by R Thevenin plus RL. So P max is equal to I square RMS into RL. So here this is the case that you need to by heart is XL is equal to minus X Thevenin in case of a network. In case of a single source, XL is equal to minus XS, internal resistance. Okay, now we are going to do some more problems. Okay, find the value of ZL for which maximum power transfer occur in it. Also find its Pmax. So you can see there is one voltage source. Sorry, okay, this is a current source. This is an arrow mark, and this is an alternating sign. So arrow mark means it is a current source, and the left side there is a voltage source. Okay, anyhow, here this is the load branch. This is the load branch, and ZL is purely variable, completely variable. So you have to understand that both RL and XL are variables. So it is a which case? Case 1. It comes under case 1. So To find Z first of all, I removed the load branch and replace the current source with open circuit and voltage source with short circuit. Now find the Z from these terminals. You can see this is sided terminal, open circuit portion, so current will not pass to this area. So the entire resistance is 2 plus J2. So Z is equal to 2 plus J2. So in case 1, we know that for maximum power transfer, Z load should be replaced by Z Thevenin conjugate. So conjugate means plus J2 will become minus J2. So ZL is equal to Z Thevenin conjugate, that is equal to 2 plus J2 conjugate, that is equal to 2 minus J2. Now I'm going to find the VThevenin. For finding VThevenin, VThevenin is nothing but the voltage that appears across the open circuited load terminal. So for finding VThevenin, you can see it is a series. As the central branch or load branch is removed, now it is a series circuit. And the current in the series circuit is nothing but the source itself, because in series circuit only one current exists. If a voltage source and current source are in series, you have to just take the value of current represented by current source as the total current. So this is the current 20 angle 30, that is the value of current coming out from the current source. So this current will pass through the entire circuit. And now we can make it as two loops. We can apply VThevenin, KVL up to this loop, or here also. You can apply KVL here also. Now for the time being, I am applying KVL in the left side loop. Here you can see the plus or minus in the resistor, capacitor, inductor, etc. are marked based on current direction. As the current is coming from this side, all plus, this is plus terminal, this is also plus, current is entering here, and this is also plus, current is entering here. Now, as we are applying KVL, we can see it is arrow mark direction is clockwise. So minus 50 angle 0. Here also minus 2 into I minus J2 into I plus VThevenin is equal to 0. And I is nothing but 20 angle 30. Please substitute. You can solve it simply by using a calculator in complex mode. So VThevenin is equal to 84.64 angle 10.21. You will get the answer directly if you are using a calculator. So what is the maximum power? It is nothing but equation is P max is equal to modulus of VThevenin square by 4 RThevenin. Here you can see you are just eliminating the angle term, that is the modulus. So 84.64 by 4 into RThevenin. What is RThevenin? You find here Thevenin is equal to 2 plus J2. And in the equation you require only the resistive part. This is RThevenin and this is Xthevenin. Okay. So after substitution you will get 895 volts. And the note, it is very important. Vector VThevenin is not needed, just magnitude of VThevenin is needed in Pmax equation. Okay. This is the second question. Here you can see both the sources are voltage sources. Okay, and the load branch here, which is also a center branch, this load branch is purely resistive, and that is a variable resistance. So you are permitted to vary the resistance alone for getting maximum power transfer. So value of ZL to which maximum power transfer occurs. That is the question. Find the value of ZL to which maximum power transfer occurs. Also find the value of that Pmax. Solution. It is a which case? Case 2 problem. So ZL contains a pure resistance and it is a variable. That is the case. Thevenin. Here also, you are finding Thevenin by removing the load branch and by shorting both the voltage sources by a short circuit. Now you can see, if you are viewing from this is the reference terminal. You are viewing from this terminal. If you are applying a current, it will get splitted into two paths from here. So we can say 6 plus J8 and 6 plus J8 are in parallel. I hope everybody now knows how to find equivalent resistance. So 6 plus J8 is parallel to 6 plus J8. So parallel combination means 6 parallel means it is 3. Plus J8 and plus J8 in parallel means it is plus J4. This is the easiest way. Or you can do calculator also, like R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. And the answer is 3 plus J4 ohm. Now, to find VThevenin. For finding VThevenin, okay, in such case, because current source value is not directly given, in last problem, there was a current source in the series path. But here, this is the VThevenin across these open circuit terminals. So this node voltage will be also VThevenin, and its polarity will be plus at top and minus at bottom. Polarity will be always chosen based on the nearby voltage source. So apply node voltage, node analysis on this node, on the center node. So it will give VThevenin. Here it is plus and here also it is plus. So VThevenin minus 110 by the impedance. That is VThevenin minus 110 by 6 plus J8 plus VThevenin minus 90, that is the other side, by 6 plus J8, that is equal to 0. So if you need more steps, I will explain. This is the node, consider node. So consider all currents are radiating towards outside from the node. So one current will be go like this and one current will be going like this. So the equation will be I1 plus I2 is equal to 0. I1 is equal to first current VThevenin minus 110 by 0 by its impedance. And I2 is on the other side VThevenin minus 90 by impedance of that path. That is the case. So VThevenin is equal to 100 angle 0. You can do calculator, or calculator is not needed. From direct view itself, you can see VThevenin will become 110 angle 0 plus 90 angle 0. 2 VThevenin is equal to 110 plus 0 plus 90 angle 0. So VThevenin is equal to 100 angle 0. Next, to find P max, in this case also, I connected Thevenin voltage source and set Thevenin here. After that, I connected NRL, load resistance. And the value of load resistance should be like this for maximum power transfer to happen. That is the special case of case 2. That was actually, I hope everybody remember this step. If you have any confusion, we can refer the case 2 once more. This was the case 2. And for maximum power transfer, value of Z Thevenin should be equal to magnitude of R Thevenin square plus X Thevenin square. That we are doing here. Okay, so 3 plus J4 is Z Thevenin. So R Thevenin's magnitude should be magnitude of that vector, that's Z Thevenin, that is equal to square root of R Thevenin square plus X Thevenin square, 4 square plus 3 square, square root of 25, that is equal to 5 ohm. So please replace the RL with a new value, that is 5 ohm. Now find the current passing through the source. I always recommend you to clearly check whether it is RMS or not. What is RMS value? Suppose in our home we are getting 230 volt. Is it RMS value or average value or maximum value? That is RMS value. The generally specified magnitude of AC is RMS value. But if you want to specify the same AC wave that you are getting in your home with in the form of a sine wave, how you can specify? V maximum into sine omega t. So at that time you have to calculate V maximum from VRMS. So that V maximum is equal to VRMS into root 2. Or in other words, VRMS is nothing but V maximum by root 2. So what is the maximum value of current voltage that you are getting in your home? If RMS value is 230, maximum value is equal to 230 into root 2, like that. So in this case, VThevenin is not given in the form of sine wave. It is just a value is given like 230 volt. So you can understand it is just RMS value. So as the voltage is RMS value, you don't need to take any other extra calculation. Just divide RMS value of voltage by the total impedance of the path. So that is 100 angle 0 by 3 plus J4 plus 5, that is equal to 11.18 angle minus 26. That is the current value that passing through resistance RL, and that is RMS value. Now what is the power? Power, we know that it is I square into RL, but we should be very careful. Don't take the angle of the current value. Here you got some angle value. Avoid or neglect that angle value or take the pure magnitude of that current. So that is 11.18 square into 5, that is equal to 625 volts. So this is the case. Only in case 1 you have to use the specific equation, that is VThevenin square by 4R Thevenin. Magnitude of VThevenin square by 4R Thevenin. In all other case 2, case 3, case 4, you have to calculate I, and then you have to find I RMS square into R for finding maximum power. So this is another question. What is the maximum power transferred to the load? Okay, this question is somewhat different, because in this question you can see it is a single source question. A single source is connected to its load. So what is this? Is this a network? Is this a big network? No, it is not a network problem. It is a simple source that is supplying to its load, and the impedance of the source is connected here. It is the impedance of source. As it is a voltage source, we are connecting that internal impedance of the source as in series with the voltage source. Okay, so here you don't need to calculate R Thevenin, X Thevenin or Z Thevenin. R Thevenin is R source itself and X Thevenin is X source itself. So, or if you are calculating X Thevenin also, you will get the same result, because you have to remove the load branch and you have to short the voltage source and then check what is the resistance or what is the Z Thevenin. That will be the same as marked in the figure. That will be 4 plus 4 ohm is R Thevenin, 2 Henry is X Thevenin. Oh no, one more case is there. It is 2 Henry. That is, it is specified in Henry, means it is inductance. It is not converted to X. So you have to convert it to L omega. Where you will get the omega? Here you can see omega. This is Vm sine omega t. So 2 is nothing but it is omega. So X is nothing but L omega, that is 2 into 2, and as it is inductive you have to use plus j. So now you can see Z Thevenin is equal to 4 plus j omega 2, that is 4 plus 4j. And V Thevenin is nothing but the V source itself in such a problem, source voltage itself. And we know it is a case 3 problem, because why it is case 3 problem? Only resistance is permitted to variable in the load. In the load side, we can vary only resistance, because capacitor is a fixed one in this problem. You can see here, capacitor is fixed one and resistor is a variable resistor. So it is case 3 problem. In case 3, we know that for maximum power transfer to happen, we have to change the value of R with R Thevenin plus X Thevenin plus or minus JXL. Why I am saying plus or minus? If it is inductive, that will be plus XL plus JXL. If it is capacitive, that will be minus JXL. In this problem, we can see XL is a capacitor and X Thevenin is an inductor. That's why we will get 4 plus 4j. It is X Thevenin minus J1. It is XL. How you got XL is, load in reactance is equal to minus J1. XL is equal to, it is a capacitor, so you have to use minus J into its value is half into C. Sorry, there is a small mistake is there. Please correct. XC means it is a capacitive reactance. Its equation is equal to 1 by C omega. 1 by C omega means 1 by 1 by 2 into 2. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2 will get cancelled. You will get 1 by 1. Answer is 1 itself. And as it is capacitive, you have to use minus J. Anyhow, the final answer is correct. Minus J1. But in the step, some correction is needed. Minus J into 1 by 1 by 2 into 2. That is the correct step. Okay, please correct it. So, the new vector for substituting R is 4 plus 4j minus j1. You have to take the magnitude of that vector. That is equal to square root of 4 square plus 3 square. Because plus 4j minus j1 will give plus 3j. So its magnitude will be 4 square plus 3 square, that is equal to 5. So you replace the resistance with the new value for getting maximum power transfer, that is 5. Now what is the IRMS? Here you should be very careful because the source is given like 250 sine 2t. 250 sine 2t. So that 250 is maximum voltage Vm. But you want RMS value of voltage because current should be in RMS value. So you have to do a calculation, that is RMS value is maximum value by root 2. Okay. I think it is not 250. It is 20 sine 2t. You please check because now we are taking it as 20. Maybe a mistake. So anyhow, the voltage is for a time being, please take the voltage value of Vm as 20. So 20 by root 2, that is RMS value of voltage. And angle we can take as 0. 20 by root 2, 0 by the total impedance 4 plus J4 plus 5 minus J1. That is the total impedance of that path. That will give 1.49 angle minus 18.43. So now what is the Pmax? It's nothing but RMS value of current square into that particular resistance in the load. So that is equal to 1.49 square into 5. That is equal to 11.11 watts. Hope it is clear. And this is the last question. So now you know this may be the problem from case 4. Here you can see 100 angle 0 is the source voltage, and it is also a problem where a direct source to load connection is there. So the impedance will be internal impedance of the source. So you don't need to calculate Thevenin equivalent circuit and VThevenin. It all are given directly in the problem. And as in the load side, capacitor is the only one variable. So it is a case 4. And in case 4, we know that XL should be minus X Thevenin to get maximum power transfer. So X Thevenin is nothing but from the question itself, we can say X Thevenin is equal to plus J4 ohm. So XC should be equal to minus J4 ohm. XL is equal to load, XL means load reactance should be equal to minus J4 ohm for maximum power transfer. And now IRMS equation is equal to 100 angle 0 by 10 plus J4 minus J4. This portion will become 0. That is the case. So the current value will become higher. So IRMS is equal to 100 angle 0 by 20. Here we can see the voltage is directly given in RMS, not in maximum value. So the answer will be IRMS will be 5 angle 0. And P maximum is magnitude of I load RMS square into RL. So that is equal to 5 square into 10. Load resistance is 10. Yeah, because load resistance is fixed. You didn't, in this case only, you didn't do any alternation for the load resistance because that is fixed in case 4. So 5 square into 10, that is equal to 250 volts. So uh, maximum power transfer theorem is somewhat not complicated, is somewhat you have to give some more time for studying the case by problems in case by case, and be very sure, be confident that you know the particular equation of each case, because in case 2, case 3, case 4, you have to learn something by heart. What is the condition for occurring maximum power transfer? And there is chances for getting confused among these cases while applying that condition. Cases you can easily identify, but while applying condition, you may be mistaken. So learn well that portion. Learn some that condition for maximum power transfer. You have to learn by heart. That is the better thing. So um, by this, we are coming to the end of module 1. We will start module 2 in next class. So we'll see in the next class. Thank you.